first, I guess, episode of Backseat Storytellers with Zelda Media, and I actually said it without tripping over it that time. And today we have the resident artist from 11th Street Gallery and the owner of Silver Valley Studios with us, Kelda Boydston. Hi, Kelda.
Hi.
So thank you for joining us today. And I just want our viewers to know this is the second time we've attempted this. Well, we'll call it the second time. We're having some technological difficulties, and Facebook Live is just not working out. So until that happens, we are going to have recorded videos of artists and storytellers for the foreseeable future that are posted. Unfortunately, they will not be live, but I want to encourage any viewers to interact with us in the comments, ask us any questions, and we'll be sure to tag you too so they can interact with you on that as well.
Okay.
So I think we should start with, you have some beautiful paintings behind you in the background there. Could you tell us a little bit about your work?
I like to work in acrylics, mixed media. I love being able to create textures and kind of play around with different themes and ideas. I really enjoy painting women and movement. I paint a lot of dancers. I'm really drawn to the 20s, 30s, 40s, the Victorian stuff. On occasion, I will get into some of the Victorian sort of stuff. I don't know if you can see any of this stuff up here. And I love steampunk, so there's a lot of steampunk stuff that goes into my work. The whole concept of steampunk, I love it. It's awesome. I'm self-taught. I've never had an art class before. So I learned by trial and error. I probably don't do a lot of stuff the right technical way, but I paint because I have to paint. You know that as a writer, there are times when you have to write, you have to work, and it's the most cathartic thing to be able to, take something so simple like a few feathers or a piece of leather or just a color of paint and take this naked canvas and create a world, tell a story, sometimes just scream, sometimes love, and that's why I paint. I love it. It's just as much a part of me as, breathing some days.
Yeah. And you tell incredible stories with your work. I mean, a lot of your pieces, they are very, the first thing that I saw when I started viewing your pieces were that they felt very empowering for women in just a variety of ways. They encouraged women to tell their stories. They encourage women to not be afraid to be different, to not be afraid to be themselves. And one of the pieces that is probably the most powerful that I've seen of yours to me, in my opinion, would be one that you created recently. This is April, is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and you created this gorgeous piece for a video that you did for survivors of sexual assault. And part of the sexual assault awareness video was that, some days you feel like a victim, some days you feel like a survivor, and some days you feel like a warrior. And you illustrated that not only with your painting, but by overlaying a poem that you wrote for those who have survived those horrible things and put it over the images. So, and just so viewers know, we're going to take a little sidestep here. We are in two separate locations, and we're bringing this interview to you from two separate locations because, unfortunately, coronavirus has forced us to our homes. So if you hear any background noise in the background, just know that we are doing this while people are living their lives. So we are bringing you these stories from vibrant homes in the backseat of my vehicle. Okay, so So until we can get back together in a more professional space, we want to continue sharing these stories. So if you hear background noise, just know it's us living our lives, right?
And my dog Mickey saying, "Hey, Daddy's home."
Oh. But anyway, so we were discussing this piece, and I just wanted to say, viewers can find this. I'm going to put a link to this video from your YouTube page in the comments of our interview here. And I just wanted to say thank you for creating such a powerful piece. I mean, is there anything you would like to say about that as far as, what you hope to accomplish with that?
I really wanted to be able to. I actually read the poem back in the mid '90s. It's a piece that's been, I've had it for years. It's called Woman Child, and being able to finally get to a point to where I could do a multi-platform piece for it. And I just want to thank everyone who is in the video. Sadly, are survivors themselves. But they believed in what I was doing enough to openly be like, yeah, this is my story. And thank you for giving me this platform. Being a survivor, living day to day, sometimes days go by and I'm a survivor for days. And then there are sometimes when an hour goes by and I can be a victim, I can be a survivor, I can be a warrior, and then I go right back to them. You don't truly survive something like this. You learn to allow yourself to forgive yourself so that you can go on. But some days your brain doesn't allow that. And so I'm really thankful for everyone who participated. Thankful for you for videotaping. It was a piece that's been so much a part of me that I wanted to do this and being able to reach out and maybe help other survivors and other people have gone through this, and maybe even help some of the loved ones of those people who have survived it to sort of understand what they're going through. Because living and loving someone who is a survivor is never easy. And I wanted that to be an understanding. Maybe they can see this and kind of put it into perspective how to understand their spouse or their partners or their loved ones or their parents. And it's a conversation. And I think it's a good way to open up conversations too about it. Hey, happened, let's talk about it. And that's kind of what I was hoping to be able to do with the video.
And I think you accomplished that. I mean, what you created was so powerful, and I really do appreciate it. I agree with you. Being able to have that conversation with family members is so important, and to present material to them that they can sort of study, where they can hear it and see it from someone else's point of view, is really special. So thank you for doing that. And it's so beautiful the way that you gravitate towards women around you and lift them up through your artwork, your writing, your poetry. You also make incredible jewelry, very personal pieces. You can see I'm actually wearing some of your earrings that you made. I don't know if people can see those, but they're dragonflies. And there's this other really special thing that you do that I want viewers to know about, and that is you create hygiene products like shaving cream and body lotion and the body scrubs, and I've never been a girly girl, so I kind of don't know all the technical terms, but there are people watching who will know, and they'll be like, good Lord, Hayleigh, you don't know what that's called. No, I don't. But they smell great and they keep you clean, okay? And what I want to say is you sell them, but you also give them to people in need. And I think that is an incredible thing that's so special, because there are women that you meet personally on all different levels of their life. and you never know what someone's going through and the difficulties they're facing, and meeting that basic hygiene need sometimes, it's so important, and people are often like embarrassed to talk about it. And what you do is it's kind of like, oh, hey girl, you need some shampoo, you need some this, let me just give this to you, and you do it in a way that's so easy and doesn't, make people feel like, I don't know, like um, they're not good enough to be, walking around and doing things with other people. And I think that's just a really cool thing that you do. I mean, you sell them too, so I want viewers to know, please support Kelda this way, because she gives back, and that is an important thing. Sorry for that tangent, but that's just so incredible to me. So we have one final piece of this puzzle here, and that is, I was hoping you would. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Table circle. So we need to talk
Yes.
about table circle. So I met Kelda through a writing event that I did at Rags and Roses, and she's going to read a poem about that later on in this interview. And she brought me in to 11th Street Gallery, which is located in Fort Smith, and just invited me to sit with her and several other female writers for something called Table Circle. It's where we all get together and we read our work, be it poetry, short stories, whatever, around the table. And I record it every month for Zelda Media's podcast. And it's available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, basically wherever podcasts are found. And we do this on the second Tuesday of each month. So the next meeting is coming up this Tuesday. Now, again, sorry to talk about it, but again, coronavirus, we can't get together in person. So we're going to be meeting via Zoom, and we want to encourage those who are interested to reach out via the 11th Street Gallery Facebook page, and we will add you to our Zoom or Skype meeting, probably Zoom though, and you're welcome to sit in and listen to that as well. I also want to mention that 11th Street Gallery currently is sort of in the middle of transition from one location to the next. Unfortunately, we don't have a spot officially right now that we are sitting in, right? Because of everything going on, we can't just all meet up and look at art together. It would be dangerous. So I want to encourage people to go to 11th Street Gallery's Facebook page, look through the photos there, and if there's any art you see that you like, please reach out and let them know, because you can still purchase art right now through that page, and you can still support artists who are involved with 11th Street through that page. And as soon as this whole mess clears up, you'll be able to come see us in person again. But until then, keep us going. So, okay, I think that touches on that enough. Do you want to go ahead and start reading your poetry?
I do. I just wanted to say, even though we can't do the gallery right now, Brunswick Place, we have several muralists that came, donated their time, and they did incredible murals. And that is an open courtyard, so you can do that and still social distance. And if you see one of the murals that you like, hit it up, take pictures of it, promote it, and give the artist a thumbs up. Let them know that, hey, I checked out your mural. It was amazing, and it's still something you can do with the kids because you've been quarantined. Go out and let them look at the art. My mural's there. It's a 3D interactive mural for kids. I encourage them to touch it, do the hidden objects game, have a good time with it. But just enjoy being outside in the beautiful weather, and feel free to take pictures and promote on and that helps the artists. You have no idea how much we love seeing our art on your walls, especially if we don't know you, because it's kind of like, oh, mom has to love my stuff. But it's my friends, of course they promote me, they love me. And so when a stranger does it, it's that, I have actually done the girly girl thing and the jumping when I saw somebody that I never met before posting my work. And that was just like, holy crap, that's amazing. And so definitely, follow social distancing, But check it out, promote, be amazed by the beautiful art. Even if you can't be inside the gallery, you can at least see the outside of it.
Absolutely, definitely. Those are fantastic things. And you brought this up, and so I just want to go ahead and mention this too, because you brought up moms who love your art, right? And I want people to know that you teach classes as well. You teach art classes as well. And so I have taken 2 of Kelda's art classes and create actually 3. I have 2 pieces here though. I have this fancy one here, and then I have this one. Now, in real life, you guys, I am a writer. I am not an artist. I can't even draw a stick figure. But Kelda taught me how to paint a butterfly and a flower. She taught me how to do this beautiful collage piece, and my mom is going to love them. So that's who they're going for, and I'm so happy about them. So please hit Kelda up if you want to do an art class with her. I know she does them for kids of all ages, including 30. So, yeah, okay. Do you want to dive into your poetry?
Sure. This is called Donovan. It's about my child.
Okay.
And he's rolls his eyes every time I even talk about it. But as a mother of a teenager, I'm sure many of you will understand. Head thinker, eye blinker, nose dripper, chin chopper, and gitchy gitchy goo. Watching you go from infant, portable, nuzzled to my breast, to a toddler fiercely imaginative and independent, to an elementary school student making friends and no longer wanting to hold my hand, to an 8-year-old lost and unsure as you say goodbye to your junk food enabler and board game playing master you called Mama, to a bright, young, funny, smarmy junior high kid filled with wit, sarcasm, and intellect, rolling your eyes at me when I tell you I love you, and waiting until you say it back. Now, a high school student on the verge of becoming a man, living your truth, being yourself, and making me so very proud to be your mom every day. Yet I will always look at you and remember our games and our chants. Head thinker, eye blinker, nose dripper, chin chopper, gitchy gitchy goo.
Oh, that's so sweet. And I know he's like not in earshot right now, otherwise he would just be so embarrassed. But it's so good because, you know, it's something that he's going to have for the rest of his life. And as he gets older, he'll be less embarrassed. And I know he treasures that relationship with you too. So,
Um, on that kind of note, this one is called Hands, and it's about realizing that your parents' age, they're not always invincible. And this is about my father. Tall and larger than life, my hand dwarfed by yours, calloused and strong. The hand that gave mine away, still strong, still large, standing tall as you walked me down the aisle. The same callous hands that held my son so gently, his hands now dwarfed by yours, so tall as you walked with him. Your hand strong but shaking as you held hers for the last time, standing tall in your grief. Hands strong but beginning to show the signs of a lifetime of use. No longer as tall as my memory tells me you should be. Still you are, now and forever shall be larger than life, an oak amongst a forest of pines.
that's beautiful and so important right now with everything going on that we need to remember to treasure those we love, to treasure them and to protect them. So thank you for sharing that one.
My pleasure. Um, this last or next to last piece is called I gotta reshift everything. Is called Pharmaceutical Muse, and I actually wrote this um right after meeting you at Rags and Roses, and I actually have a mention of you and Shannon in here as well as Rags and Roses. It's just talking about how as you get older, how your perspective sort of shifts and things change. But sometimes you just kind of roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Diet, soda, washing down another pill. No longer can my days be carefree. Everything must be measured and weighed in the balance of life and of blood. Sweet decadence is a cruel mistress as she slips slowly into your routine. Legacy turns 15 this winter with awkward grace and humor, taking over the narrative of his own story. I imagine that if I were to stumble and fall, that my body would rattle like a half-empty pill bottle before the ground shook upon impact. Finding a new voice as I encroach my crone phase of life, yet still fulfilling my role as a mother, sometimes reveling in my memories of the maiden, spinning new budding friendships with rags and scraps to form a collection of roses, to offer other blooming writers, to form gardens of written words flowering into art, and pharmaceutical courage to keep the gushing tides of my enthusiasm and social anxiety at a minimum. Digital storytelling being broadcast on social platforms and comet speak out loud as tender nights become the muse.
Wow. That is so special. And I love that you talk about anxiety in that because it creates this vulnerable piece um, that allows other artists and those who want to share their work to feel like they can. I mean, to feel like they can get past that initial um, fear and that initial hurdle to get to their platform and share their work. So thank you.
You're welcome. And then my final piece is called 11th Street, and I wrote this last summer at the gallery. And even though our gallery is going to be in a different location, I think it's still relevant.
Yeah.
Walking barefoot on air conditioned concrete floors and wandering through the halls, listening to the art whisper their stories. Textures clash with the city noises as paint creates the narrative, and gray walls awash with secrets kept, hidden in color and canvas. Beauty has no definition here, no commercial corporate handbook dictating optimal profits. Holding my breath as another traffic sound drowns out their whispered stories.
Wow. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I feel like that is still very relevant to 11th Street. And there's so much magic from the group of people who are involved with 11th Street Gallery that I feel like anywhere we go, that that will be true. Now, whether there'll be traffic or not that we can hear in the background is one thing, but I do think it's still very relevant and a beautiful piece. Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we have shared your poetry. We've taken a little tour of some of your art. Is there anything else you'd like to add today?
No, just, thank you for having me. I was honored. I was excited to be your first backseat story.
Yeah.
And just stay home, stay safe. Um,
Yeah.
don't
Uh,
be dumb.
yes, yes,
And create,
definitely.
support local. Yes. And support
Yes,
your
definitely.
lawyers.
And you
But
know what's so interesting though, before we go, is you're saying support local, stay home, stay safe. The thing I have seen a lot in the last few weeks is that artists are doing the groundwork to keep people home and safe. I have seen so many artists who are making these masks for people and giving them away for free and making sure people are staying safe and giving people content to consume for free while they are home and away from their normal entertainment type things. So please remember to support your artists and do not go out, guys. Like this is serious stuff, and we um, hope that you can stay home and just watch our videos.
Exactly. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kelda. Bye bye.